So hello and welcome to the second part of my presentation video for Intro to Engine Semester 2. In this part we'll be going through the actual gameplay of my level. There we go, here's the start of it. There's a little arrow telling you where to go. And so this is part 1, the pendulum section. Originally these had ledge grab mechanics and were higher, but given the curved edges it led to a lot of deke just holding in the air, so I decided to remove that and lower the jumps. Now time to get into the actual pendulums.
Yeah.
There we go. I got hit a little bit there, but managed to just stay on at the edge of them. I've arranged these so the fatter edges at the back, and it's a bit more forgiving for the player. As the main problem with this is the damage you take along the way. See, I've got 3 more to go, and I think I've got 40 health. So if I screw this up too much, deke is dead, which is not very good. But luckily, I think I'm just going to scrape by on 10 health.
Yeah.
And I did. So let's show off the healing mechanic here. All the barrels, well, basically these are green barrels with red crosses on, as green and red are usual colours to denote healing. Look friendly, and then they play a nice little sort of. It's more like an RPG style, like healing noise to sort of give off the idea, you know, holy healing. But I like that, so I was like, I'm just going to use it here. It sort of denotes, because it just gives off the idea of healing very well. Oh, this is put at the side as from testing. This is the section I hate the most about my level. I'm terrible at platforming. I actually had to get someone else to come in and test this bit for me because it took me too many attempts to try and do it. This is balanced quite well, but I'm just a lot worse than the average person. So I put that to the side because I found these on multiple attempts it became very obnoxious to be in my face.
Yeah.
And there we go. I've actually had to restart this presentation video about 5 times because I cannot do this in under 5 attempts.
Yes.
But hopefully this will actually work for once. So to actually describe the lasers a bit, the laser was meant to loop infinitely with the noise, which is why it's so long. The problem was, during the repeated testing, I got very annoyed by the laser sounds, so I decided to make it not loop, but it kept the long length of the clip, which I did not know how to edit down. So instead it's just got a very long laser noise. But now we're through, so we can get onto here. This is just a quick show. The button gets rid of the door. Quite simple. Then we get to the more difficult puzzling section, as when it touches, there's a little button noise, the doors open and the button changes colour so you know which buttons you pressed and which you haven't. I actually think I need to press this button here, because this one opens the final door right back over there, which is the top left, which is the right way to go. But you've got to backtrack around this way to do it. So it takes a bit longer, so you can't just go around in a linear pattern to do this. You've got to do some form of backtracking. Put a little skull at these dead ends, and then, oh, a barrel. Player touches him, and should explode. Oh, there we go. Don't know what's wrong with that other barrel. This one shoots the player along and can give them an aerial view if they get stuck, but they take damage in exchange. Through testing, this can get the player stuck out of the level, but that is very unlikely. And if they do so, they can just restart. It's not really the end of the world. The level's not that long. And there we go. Right out, end of the puzzle. Turret Canyon. Yeah, that happens occasionally. With the way that the sandbags hit them, they bunch up and can fly out. But I stood here for a long time to test it. You cannot get killed by them, as they do not jump over here enough, and having 2 was safe. Actually, having only 1 barrier meant that the player actually did die a lot. So the general secret to this part is that the sandbags can push the player into the right side, which is the death zone. But if you can jump over the sandbags, you can avoid most of them and not get hit back into them. So there we go. If you get hit into the back there, though, it is almost definitely death.
Yeah.
But you just, if you can avoid it. This section's a bit easier than that, and a bit more forgiving, as the balls are a lot more slow moving. And you've just got to jump over them. But you've got the penalty as there's no heals between.
Yeah.
So you've got to be very careful you don't get hit too much. It's actually easier just to skirt around the edge, but the idea is most people will think it's safer to go to here and take the cover. It is not. And there we go, here's the end. Big goal to show the players that, and then a quick little dance from Deke. And there we are. I didn't actually explain the turrets too well, but just to say the turrets every 3 seconds fire, and then after those 3 seconds, they're older bullets that I think it's every 2 seconds they fire, and then every 3 seconds they delete. So there is some overlap. So you can get quite a big build off, but not too much to crash the game. Then the sandbags just shoot a similar projectile at the same rate, but it despawns faster and has a higher speed, so it's more likely to knock you into the bullets. But yeah, that is my level, and I'll end the recording here.